Hi there, Kelsey. Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, hello. My name is Kelsey Kerslake, and I am the CEO and founder of the Aligned Business, which is a business coaching program to support people in scaling to their first six figures and seven figures. And I also have a design agency called Pine Gate Road, which was my first business that kind of supported my journey in learning entrepreneurship and all of that good stuff.
Amazing. Okay, so where were you before you started working with me? What was going on? What was happening in your life?
Yeah, so I met you last summer. We were at a business retreat, and what was really going on is I was in this phase of scaling my business, bringing on employees for the first time, and really going through the nuances of that. And I'd also been in two programs that were very strategy heavy over the last year. So I am somebody who loves intuition and digging deep and really finding things that align. That's my whole business, is the aligned business, and creating ways that align with your life. And I felt like I was at this place where I had set this future vision for myself, and there was something missing. I was kind of going through a bunch of business coaching programs and being so in the strategy of things and the like, here's how it needs to go to get to where you want to go. And I knew that I was craving something else. And I actually had reached out to several people being like, I think I need a community of women, and I'm missing this like connection and more intuitive stuff going on in my life. And I was in this like intersection where I was like, I knew I needed something, but I didn't know what. And I was like really missing that connection to myself and my intuition and that energy work. And then I met you at a business retreat.
It was pretty fantastic how we met too. Yeah, it's awesome. What would you say was the immediate win after starting working with me that you saw that it shifted and changed in your life?
Yeah. So when working with you, I immediately started going through a lot of your modules and those different things. And really, I think the way that you do things is just a lot more in depth than I'd ever learned before. And it's a way that like you explain it or like it resonates. And so immediately I was able to start shifting my energy and really being able to say like, okay, what is available to me, and like get out, like see when I was kind of like in that more masculine energy and flipping it to the feminine side of things. And so some cool wins happened literally within the first couple of weeks of working with you. And two of them were, I have always wanted a BMW X5, and I thought that was like just something I would do way in the future. And one of the things that like I think working with you and some of the shifts I was having from listening to your modules is like, when are these available? Like I had these other timelines, and when I started going through these things, I'm like, I'm just going to start exploring this now, like being in the energy of seeing what it would be like to have this. And so I was like, I don't think I have the budget. I don't know, like I'm going to figure this out. And I started looking for the car that I wanted. And immediately I found it was the BMW X5, and I was able to easily afford it at that point. And I said, okay, I'm going to go get this when my car breaks down. Like I had an old car, like just whatever. I was like, I'm going to just have it until it breaks down. And literally driving out of the parking lot, it started making these crazy noises. And I was like, I guess I got to take this in. And I took it in. It was like $3,000 in work. And I was like, okay, here's my sign. Just got to go get my car. And so I did. And it felt unnatural, but also awesome. And now I'm just like, this is who I am. And it was wonderful. And another thing is that we were looking for land to build a home. And I thought that was also way in the future. And while this didn't end up working out, I think it taught me a big lesson about like things are just available for you. I called about this land that I'd been looking at for 6 months. And I was like, I'm just going to call him to see what is possible. And it was literally, we needed to put a $10,000 deposit down, but it was refundable just to like hold the place. And for where we were at in our budget, that was like so doable, like compared to what we were going to pay for the land. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that was like right there. Like it was right there. And those were two big energetic shifts that I allowed myself to just see as available to me instead of something that I would have way in the future that was just not there. So those were two of my big shifts.
Amazing. That's like more opportunities coming to you once you open up like
Yeah.
the small ones. So what would you say is like a long-term shift since you've been on the coaching calls and been in the container? What do you think is something you're taking away? Like this is a permanent long-term thing that I have in my life.
So one of the things I have truly learned to do is to navigate the big emotions that come up for me. And it is both around business, but around mostly how I've been having friends and family issues come up, and how I'm truly kind of stepping back and holding my own boundaries and navigating the different nuances of my relationships. I love my mom, and we've had a lot of like, there's just stuff that comes up, and how I navigated that in the past, there would be like a lot of this like emotional ups and downs and different things. And now I'm able to like have an emotion, journal it out, do what I need to do in order to work on myself first because of the tools that you've given. And I'm able to navigate a lot of those relationships in a way that I never thought would be possible before. So that is like my biggest win, because I thought I was just going to have like these huge emotional reactions to all of the things that were happening. And I'm like, I feel so much peace and calm around these situations now.
That's amazing. And you found out you were pregnant too in the container.
Yes. I'm like, I keep forgetting. I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm pregnant.
I love it. What would you say to anybody who is thinking about joining the mastermind or any of my programs with container?
Yeah, I think if you feel like there's something missing, that you're like, I'm doing all of the doing and like, why isn't it working? Like, that is the stuff that you work on, and it's all internal. But the way that you talk about this and explain it and support us through a lot of these nuances is just seriously magical. And you have a gift and an eye for it. And I think even last week I showed up to the mastermind call and I was like, I don't know what I need, but I need to hash it out and navigate this. And like, I think I was very much like in my head at first. And then halfway through, I just started like breaking down crying. And I was like, oh, that was exactly what I needed. And it's not stuff that I think, I mean, I'm sure I could get to things on my own, but the way that you support us because of the experiences and the knowledge that you've been able to just like get to the bottom of it really quick to support us in these big shifts that can happen really quickly. And that I just think if you're in for that, then working with Shamina would be an amazing experience.
Awesome. What would you say about the container and the women that are in it?
They're just awesome. Like, I feel like I go there and share my soul and they just get it. And that was exactly what I think I was looking for before. Like, I'd go to mastermind retreats. Like, I'm a big believer in investing in yourself and your business and team and all of the things. And I was really missing a container of women who got their business and their spirituality at this level. And that isn't common. That isn't something I can go to other containers and, talk about my feminine energy and the decisions I'm making that are in alignment with my soul and this or that reasons. And just being able to show up in that way and be just completely vulnerable and held in that space has been a true blessing in my life.
That's awesome. You said something just now, but you said, to how you show up in your business. How do you think being in this container has helped you show up better in your business as a leader or as a mommy or as a wife? Would you feel that, could you see changes in yourself there?
Yeah, I definitely do. And especially as I'm growing a team of employees, there's 5 of us right now. I think I take the time to really feel into things. I used to do that a little bit, but I'm able to do it at a better level now, because of the work that I've done since joining your program. And I think that definitely helps me show up as a better leader. And in reflection I have a toddler too. So I find myself being so much more patient with him because I understand like how I react and my energy around him and just different things. Like, I feel like I have been showing up as a much better mother, and even things that he doesn't understand, I'm just able to show up in a much better, nicer, calmer way through a lot of things. So
Yeah, it's emotional intelligence. So, at a high level. How much closer do you feel to your seven-figure self now than you were before?
I I felt close to her for a long time, and I'm like, I just know it's on its way. So I still feel like I'll be very honest. I still feel like I'm in this like when is it going to happen? Like kind of thing. But there have been moments where I'm like, okay, like I've earned seven figures in the past, 2 years. And so in my Stripe account, like I pull it up and I'm like, it says $1 million. Like that's amazing. And so there's like steps that I'm getting a lot closer, but I feel a lot more calm about it now. And before it was like this frantic, like must do it, must do it, must do it. And I was actually sitting just thinking the past couple days, I was like, I don't even care about reaching the seven figures. I was like, I just care about being the leader that I want to be in my business and supporting our clients in this like extremely wonderful way. And I think that's the first time I've ever felt that. Like I totally detached from the identity of seven-figure entrepreneur and more into this like epic leader for our students and our team. And I was like, that was huge. So I think I let go of that needy energy around the seven-figure self. So yeah, that was
That's
huge.
when it'll come in, right when you just did that. So because
Yeah,
you did that, it's going to come in even faster because you came in like, I want it. And now
I
you're
know.
like,
And I'm
oh,
like, I don't even care. I'm like, we just need to get amazing results for our students like we have been and like continue to support them. And like, we have an incredible team. Like we've had a lot of team transitions this year. And I'm just like, it's finally gotten to this place where I'm so freaking excited about who they are and how they're supporting. And I'm like, if we can just keep doing more of this, I'm like, that is what I want. And like, I don't even care how much it makes the business. Like, we're just gonna keep doing that. It's just so fun.
oh my gosh, you're such a different person than the beginning. This is awesome. So what's some last words you want to tell everybody? Like, what would you like to share?
Yeah, I think it's like this stuff matters and it's real. And like, if you are in that like do energy and you've been somebody who looks towards accomplishments to find their worth in life, like the work that you do and being inside this container will absolutely change the game for how you're moving forward.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelsey. This means so much to me that you came here and shared today. You look beautiful, by the way. Thank you.
Thanks, Val.
Thank you. And I will see you tomorrow on the call, right?
See you.
Okay,
Bye.
honey. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, they're so